New Orleans Saints quarterback Derek Carr on the offensive performance in the first game, and much more. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day after the day before. It is Monday morning. I am going to react to the King of New Orleans, our savior, Derek Carr, after an unbelievable Week 1 performance against the Carolina Panthers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am doing this at 4 a.m. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning in order to provide as much content in the aftermath of the game as possible. I'm sucking down coffee. I had to take an ice cold shower in order to try and get myself awake to do this video. So I'm freezing right now. I feel like Kate Winslet in Titanic. Not that part, that part. But it just shows, ladies and gentlemen, what we have to do here to become and continue to be the top channel in New Orleans sports media. And I have to thank all of you for that. All the support has been incredible, and the content and the grind continues. Let's listen to Derek. Now, I will say, important note, every single video, second important note, this video is provided to you from NewOrleans.football. Unbelievable coverage from Nick, Mike, and the gang. So if you want to go check that out, obviously subscribe to their content. Link to all their stuff down below. Every single video I have seen, every single one of a Saints player being interviewed after that game, every one of them, the thumbnail looks like this, smiling. Every single one of them, the thumbnail is them with a grin on their face. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them for feeling vindicated. I don't blame them for feeling good after that. Because all offseason, all I heard was how bad Derek Carr was, how bad Dennis Allen was, how bad this team was. And then look what happened. Immediately wipe away everything from last year. Can't run the football, they say. Ran for 180 yards. Alvin had 85 yards. We already had more rushing yards in a game this year than we had all of last season. Jamal Williams gets a touchdown. It took him the entire season and one of the most insane plays I've ever seen in week 17 from Jameis Winston to get a touchdown. Derek Carr, looked like the best player in the NFL. Our offense went from being boring, stale, unimaginative. It was so creative in week 1, you would have thought Walt Disney himself drew it up. Okay? Bugs Life-esque. That's DreamWorks. Is that Disney? Is that DreamWorks? Is that Pixar? Are they all the same? Who the hell even knows? Out of all the Disney movies, why would I pick Bugs Life first? A lot of questions. Thumper? I just met her. Okay. Derek, take it away.
So, Derek, are you going to get a new social media post for the cheeky touchdown, or do you just recycle the one?
You talking about where he's down there somewhere? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not very creative, so it might be the same.
Just change the caption to, 2024.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the idea. Yeah, it might be the same. I don't know. But, yeah, that was a fun way to start the season for sure.
Yes, it was.
Hey, Derek, you're not letting Klint go back to the press box, are you? You going to let him stay on the sideline?
He better not. That's an option.
Yeah, so Klint Kubiak, it was talked about, is he going to coach from the sidelines or the press box? He was on the sidelines yesterday. I have a sneaky feeling he will be on the sidelines for the rest of the season after that performance.
I was about to say, he better not go back up after that.
But what was that like, just having him down there today, and how did it go?
It was great, in the preseason, we only have so many few opportunities, and we're not really game planning, not really watching film on who you're playing either. And so, the feeling on the sideline is like practice, But, when you get into a regular season game and he can feel the presence of, we have a lot of veterans on offense. We got a lot of older guys that have played a lot of football.
Well, and don't forget, guys, how many times have we heard, well, the Saints are an old team and their average age is like 27. I'd cut my arm off to be 27, okay? They're an old team. They're not an old team, and it doesn't matter. Being your average age being 27 versus being 26 and a half, who cares? Okay, the point is, we do have a lot of experience on this team, and we do have a lot of players who have been together for a long time. Even someone like Derek Carr, who has only been here for a season, like the fact that he was here last year and the team got to go through what they went through, you have all those veterans, you have all the core guys, and now you have Derek Carr, all with a year under their belt. Go ask Kirk Cousins in Atlanta how it is. Because it ain't easy. Just ask Derek Carr from last year. He told you all offseason. It was really hard transitioning, moving from Vegas to New Orleans. It was really hard finding a school for my kids. It was really hard finding a church to go through. It was really hard to figure out where to park at the stadium. All that stuff is real. The Saints don't have to deal with that. They are ready to roll. Last year, they dealt with that. All these players, they know each other. All these players, the vibes, the communication, all that stuff is rocking and rolling. Saints are in a very beneficial situation when it comes to that, when it comes to familiarity. My voice is absolutely hanging on by a thread. I really hope it doesn't go out. I mean, I can feel the larynx, but we're fighting. That's what I was in the dome yesterday. Obviously, I was getting loud. I was going crazy. I remember it was 7 minutes to go in the first quarter, and everyone around me, we were all like, "We're not going to be able to make it to the end of the game." Because everything was so exciting. We were screaming, we were yelling, fist pumping, high fives. The vibes were immaculate. Had a lot of people ask me in the comments how it felt in the dome. I mean, obviously, it felt so damn good.
And he can feel like, hey, we got your back, and we're telling him, hey, stay aggressive. He's coming to me, stay aggressive. And it's like you can feel that energy from each other. And
no doubt.
I think it's nice to have him right there. And it's nice to have my quarterback coach right there be a buffer. Because it's not always going to be perfect, or it's not always going to be pretty. So it'd be nice to have someone there to be a buffer as well. At times. And so, I think that they obviously, you could tell, have all worked together. You can tell that their cohesiveness and all that was unbelievable. To me, I thought that was really cool to see. That's something I was actually excited to see, how they made adjustments, how they talked about things, because, I've seen it done the right way. I've seen it done the wrong way, and I was excited.
Yeah, last year with Pete Carmichael. Can we confirm, was Pete Carmichael in the parking lot at the Superdome? Was he having trouble doing the prepaid parking, the premium parking? Did he get a boot? I could see Pete Carmichael for sure showing up for work yesterday, thinking he's still the OC. Weeble wobbling, trying to park his unicycle and getting a boot in the premium parking and not knowing what the hell was going on. I will say, too, a quick note, I'm sure we'll talk about it throughout this interview. The play calling, the design, the tempo, all of that, I know it's week one, but, I mean, I went to sleep last night with the biggest smile on my face thinking about Taysom Hill motioning out, wide receivers motioning all over the place, Alvin Kamara at fullback, play action. I mean, everything was just perfect. Even some of the plays, go back on the first possession. 2nd and 1, it's like the second or third play of the game. We run a Taysom Hill dive for like 2 yards, move the chain. In the stands, we were saying like, I don't really like that. Like, take a shot on 2nd and 1. Y'all know my philosophy on that. And in the stands, we said, you know what? Maybe he's setting up for something. Maybe he's trying to draw the defense in because there was a lot of run early. 5 plays later, boom, takes the top off the defense. Exactly what happened. Now, I'm not saying that's the exact reason Shaheed was open, but I have a feeling that, not a feeling, I know that every single play call yesterday was intentional. Every single one. You could tell this running play is setting this up. This look is setting this up. This play action is setting this up. This motion is setting this up. I mean, there was times where Foster would pull to set up a toss. Like Trevor Penning he's out because of a screen. Everything was just orchestrated. I mean, chef's kiss, ladies and gentlemen.
Excited to see how they did it, so it was cool to see, but that's just one game, so hopefully we can keep that going.
Derek, could there have been a better proof of concept for the offense, just all the stuff you're working on that you guys were able to go out there and do today?
Yeah.
Hell no.
I mean, yeah, you score 47 points or whatever, and that's hard to do at any time, especially in this league, and especially against that defense. They're unbelievable, and so hopefully, the fans and everybody.
Well, it is hard to do. It's hard to score 40-plus points in the NFL. Now, have the Saints done it in back-to-back games? Yes, but don't forget, the Saints have a boring offense, right? Don't forget, the Saints, the Panthers and the Falcons are much better than the Saints, right? Don't forget, Saints can't win with Dennis Allen and Derek Carr, right?
Everybody got to see, what.
Don't forget, the Falcons are going to be the 1 seed because they got Kirk Cousins on one leg, right?
It can be, what it could potentially be. But everyone's going to want to talk, how exciting it was for the offense, but our defense gave us a lot of short fields. We were able to.
Yeah, it's almost like the Saints have a top 10 defense. I don't know. Who could have saw that coming? It's only like they have the best defensive coordinator as their head coach. It's only like they went and got Chase Young to shore up their weak pass rush from last year. I don't know. Who in the world could have predicted that the Saints, with a top 10 defense last year, upgraded all over the place, get an offensive coordinator who allows their defensive-oriented head coach to focus more on the defense? Who in the world could have predicted that the Saints defense might be pretty good this year?
Go score in the red zone, which was awesome and all that.
4 for 4 in the red zone.
We get a block punt on special teams. It's a team game, and so you guys are going to get annoyed at me for saying that, but I'm going to say.
The Saints were scoring more Sunday than the VIPs down at Rick's Cabaret on Bourbon Street, ladies and gentlemen. Who I'm feeling so damn good.
All year, this is a team. This is a team that is super close to one another. The unity that our team has, the cohesiveness, the brotherhood that we have.
Yes.
Yes, I want to give praise to Clint, and I want to give praise to the defense and all that. But we're all in this thing together, and so them setting us up for short fields allowed us.
No doubt.
It's hard to score that many points when you have to do it from the 20 every time. But them setting us up with short fields and us executing, allows a day like that to happen. And so, yes, hopefully everyone's excited about that. But at the same time, I hope that our defense gets a lot of praise for setting us up to be able to go do that.
What did you see on the Shiggy touchdown?
So it was a great design. Clint set it up, single high. And, obviously there's different read, check, and all that kind of stuff. But we got the look, and the safety stayed on that hash and stayed low. Put my eyes on him to make sure he didn't get off, and then Rashid beat the corner. And
the corner being J.C. Horn got absolutely boom roasted.
That corner's probably thinking he has help, there. But just the way that Clint designed it, to put something in front of him, where that guy can get the ball too, or that guy can get the ball down the field. And it was just great design by Clint. Great job by the offensive line. Give me that half a second extra so that I could make that throw.
Let me say this too. Go back to that play. Derek Carr was under a tremendous amount of pressure in that play. Obviously, that is a more developing play, letting Shaheed get down there. If you go back and look, Carr was getting a ton of pressure. He stood strong in the pocket, delivered one hell of a ball, but it certainly was not a clean pocket. So all the idea that Carr can't exist in the world where he's getting a ton of pressure, he might be getting hit. It was good to see him kind of quell that on the first possession as well.
And she just went and got it.
To have that aggressiveness on third down, opening drive, and to have him go let's go deep. What was that say about Clint and the kind of offense he has?
It says that he's going to stay true to what he has on the call sheet and what we watched on film.
Man, that's such a good point. That is such a good point, because that's another thing you saw the entire game. He was so consistent, Kubiak. The play calling was so consistent. You knew what he was going to try and do. And no matter the score, no matter the down and distance, he did the same thing. And that's what I kept saying last year was the big problem in the red zone, is that when the Saints got into the red zone last year, the play calling completely changed. We got super conservative. We started running the football up the middle. We got really scared. If we were throwing the ball, it was like fade routes and corner routes to where there was no danger in the throw. And that's why we kicked so many field goals. You could tell, no matter where we were on the field, same play calling. I said it yesterday, the 3rd and 19 is a really good example of that. 3rd and 19, a lot of coaches, a lot of offenses change their design and they say, okay, it's 3rd and 19, we got to do a draw for some reason. Let's do a screen. Kubiak, he took a shot. He went deep, right? 2nd and 9, 3rd and 9, all of that. I had full faith that Kubiak's play calling was a result of what he was trying to do as far as the down and distance. 3rd and 9, he's sitting here thinking okay, I have to make a play for this 3rd and 9. So what in my system and my philosophy will allow me to pick this up? Last year, Carmichael, the 3rd and 9 is not relevant at all to what play he's doing. The 3rd and 9 situation last year, we're seeing a lot of 4-yard routes. We're seeing a lot of routes and a lot of plays that aren't going to pick that up. I had full faith in Kubiak that whatever he was calling was absolutely for a reason.
There was an opportunity there that we felt that was there, And we talked about it throughout the week, and, he didn't shy away from me. He's like, that's why we practice, that's why we go through the film and all that. And when it came through the headset, I was like, oh, let's go. And,
let's go.
And so that one fired me up too, because he stayed true to what we thought we'd get in that moment.
Derek, how on point was Clint on third down? Like, there was a 3rd and 7, the pitch to Alvin. It seemed like you guys had him off balance on third down all game.
I mean, I hope all this love continues all the time for Clint.
See what I'm talking about? Listen. Y'all know me. Selfless. No ego. I certainly don't want to gloat. I certainly don't want to ride around on my high horse. But I can't wait. It's Monday. Like I said, the sun isn't even up yet. 5 a.m. I cannot wait for today when I hear all of these people in the New Orleans media. Because today, I can already tell you what's going to happen. They're going to walk back every single thing they said in the offseason. Every single thing in the offseason, they're about to walk it back. And they're about to talk about Klint Kubiak this, Clint Kubiak that, Derek Carr this, Derek Carr that, the offense this, the offense that. Where were you 2 months ago? Where were you 2 months ago? That's my question. You weren't watching nothing. You weren't reading in between the lines, okay? You weren't seeing things clear, okay? We were seeing things clear. It takes sometimes when you don't watch the game, when you're not all 22ing, when you're not locked in and dialed in, sometimes it takes watching a 47 burger with extra cheese and tomatoes and lettuce and onions. Blue cheese, why not? Sometimes it takes watching that 47 burger to see how this is all going to play out. Or sometimes, for 4 months, you can be so far ahead of the game, you know this is coming. Just think about it, ladies and gentlemen.
Because this is a long year, and I'm going to remind y'all about everyone loving Clint and myself right now.
Same.
But, I think, it was he had a great game. And
no
again,
doubt.
anytime you can have a great game in this league, coaching or playing, you'll remember it forever, And he did.
Yeah.
He had a great day. Our guys, had a great plan on certain situational stuff for us. We all believed in it. We executed in practice, and we executed in the game. And so, I thought the game plan was awesome. I got to move around more out of the pocket than I ever have got to in my life. So, I've been praying for these days. This was awesome.
Derek, five different players reached the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
How gratifying is that for you?
It's amazing. And you try your best, to, highlight players. Everyone in the world knows Olave is our number one guy. Everyone in the world knows I want to throw it to him 30 times a game. And for us to still be able to stay balanced and be a balanced attack, and there's things that he's doing to defenses, without him even touching the ball sometimes. And I know that's not fun for him or his fantasy owners, but it helps us as a team. And to get 5 different guys in the end zone, that just shows the versatility and, that we're not just going to be one-dimensional. We have to be a balanced team if we want to do what we want to do. And so, it's not always going to be, that way or that easy to do one or the other. And we just got to figure out a way to win. And like I told y'all last year when I came here, all I want to do is win. And so if that means throw it 10 times or throw it 50 times, I really couldn't care less. I just want to win. So that just shows me we found a way to get in the end zone. We found a way to win today, and that was what it took today. Da kept saying it takes what it takes, and that's just what it took today.
Derek,
You know how if you watch the 49ers or you watch the Rams or you watch the Dolphins or whoever, and you'll watch them in one game, Brandon Ayuk will have 12 catches for 140 yards. The next game he'll have 3 catches, but George Kittle has 120 yards, 3 touchdowns. Then the next game, Deebo Samuel has 10 catches for whatever. Then the next game, Christian McCaffrey does. Or if you're watching the Rams, one game it's Puka Nacua, one game it's Cooper Kupp, one game is Kyron Williams, one game is Tyler Higbee. It's all over the place. That is this offense. That is this system. And that's why sometimes it doesn't matter who your offensive linemen are. It doesn't matter if you have an A-plus guard and an A-plus tackle and an A-plus third receiver and an A-plus running back and an A-plus backup running back. Sometimes the system is just, the system figures out who is going to be who's going to have the most beneficial matchup, and you exploit that. And you do that on a per-play basis. That is exactly what this offense did. Is Foster Moreau A-plus tight end? No. But today, Foster Moreau looked like Rob Gronkowski. Or yesterday, he looked like Rob Gronkowski. Because he's getting the ball in situations where it's beneficial for him to get the ball. We're not just forcing him the ball. Just like Rashid Shaheed. Just like Alvin Kamara. These guys are in beneficial situations on a per-play basis. That player is getting the ball. It's that easy. That's how Miami can take someone like Raheem Mostert and turn him into Barry Sanders. That's how these offenses do that. That's how these systems work, where Kyron Williams can be just as good as, whatever Pro Bowl running back. Devon A-Chain can be just as good as Raheem Mostert, who can be just as good as Barry Sanders, right? That's what's so good about these offenses, is that it's not just like you watching like the Vikings or something. You watch the Vikings, or the Vikings are a bad example. You watch like the Bengals. You know they're going to go as far as Jamar Chase takes them. Pretty much it, right? There's a linear, straight path through one guy, right? That's it. The Raiders. Devontae Adams better take them somewhere. It's just going to be through him, right? The Chiefs, who the hell knows who's getting the ball? Who knows? Because it's not indicative on the players, it's indicative on the system. And we're now one of those teams. And yeah, is it great for fantasy owners? No. But who cares? It's great for the team. It's great for the offense.
You say you like to run the ball, but that criticism did already come for you on social media today. You didn't just take the rushing touchdown. Why did you decide to throw it instead?
Because Foster waved his hand. Anytime a receiver waves his hand as a quarterback's running this way and they wave their hand in the middle of the field, we just feel like we have to throw it. It's like a bug to one of those zapping lights. I don't know what it is. I was about to run it because to be honest with you, he wasn't even in the read. And so I was about to take off and just go in. But Foster waved his hand, so I have to throw it.
Derek, what was the design on that play? Like, was Landon Young an option for that? I mean, what was the?
Landon caught a touchdown in practice. Yeah, and so it sounds funny, but I mean, everyone that could have been a fun one to talk about too. Getting Landon involved in the pass game. But Landon was for sure a viable option. But yeah. I won't get too much into the read and scheme, but
the third of Juwan that you had, it looks like. Did you see him early enough?
No,
did you see him late when he was?
He's just a part of the read and a scramble draw opportunity. Okay. And so they sat low and outside on AK. Then I went to move, and for some reason I just felt like there was no edge to the defense, so I just went to extend the play in the red zone. Some of the best plays happen. We just extend them down there, and we had two of them today. So I just extended it, and we always talk about that route getting thrown on a scramble drill. And I just put my eyes there, and I heard Foster yelling from the sideline the corner route. So I'm just trying to give Foster all the credit I can.
Derek, take two more for Derek, please.
I can't get over this riotous mob every time they ask a question. I mean, this is insane. We got like 30 people just screaming at Derek. I mean, the reporters, this is a lawless jungle. With the reporters out there.
Do you see a different, did you feel a difference in the crowd today, or had you seen the Superdome rocking?
Yeah, we weren't booing him off the field. Think about Derek right now. This man, all last season, booed off the field. Everyone in New Orleans sports media has been lambasting, word of the day, this hombre. Derek Carr sucks. Derek Carr can't do this. The national media, Saints suck. Saints are boring. Worst team in the NFL. 28th ranked. Number one overall pick. Lowest scoring team. We've all heard it. We covered it. All right. Derek hears that too. And now, in this game, I mean, 2 months ago, not even, a month ago, What were the headlines? What was on Reddit? What was on the Saints subreddit? Does anybody want to know? Does anybody want to answer? Back of the class, raise your hand. Extra credit. That Spencer Rattler should be the starter. That Jake Hayner should be the starter. Ladies and gentlemen, this wasn't too long ago, okay? And now Derek, we're 8 minutes into this video, Derek's first press conference in the Superdome, and it's all yucks, it's all it's all smiles from the reporters. The fans are building a statue for Klint Kubiak. It's amazing how fast it can turn. It's amazing. The greatest remedy in life is winning. The greatest remedy in life is scoring points as a quarterback. And Derek Carr is getting. I saw a tweet talking about, like, I don't know what Clint Kubiak drinks, but another game like this, and he won't have to pay for a drink in New Orleans for the rest of the season. And that is true. New Orleans is a city where you win, you give it love, it shows love back. And I'm glad Derek Carr is getting some praise. I'm glad Clint Kubiak is getting some praise, because they certainly deserve it after that performance.
Like that into the year process.
They liked us a lot today. That was nice.
Yes.
And that was a lot of fun. So, last year, towards the end of the year, it felt like how it should, but we didn't earn that at the beginning of the year last year. And
True.
we're just trying to, show our city how much this means to us. And I was told not to lower my shoulder anymore because of that. I'm just trying to show, my teammates, our city, our organization, I'll do whatever it takes for us, But DA cussed me out and said, don't do that again. So
yeah, that was crazy. I think it was 27-10 or something at the time. I mean, it was already, the game was already over. 27-3. I don't even remember what the score was. The game was out of hand. And Derek Carr scrambled, lowers his shoulder, takes the hit instead of sliding. What the hell was going on?
To us, we just try and win their heart. And I know that when we play well, because the standard is so high here, that, we'll have their heart. And when we have their support like that, you see how they're taking timeouts on third downs. They're taking timeouts down the red zone. The fans.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. They understand, when they, when they're behind us like that, that it's such an advantage for us as a team. It is so hard to communicate. A lot of this game is communication, and if you can't communicate because of the fans, that is a distinct advantage. And so we're super thankful for them, having our back tonight.
Derek, with the ups and downs of last year and the booing and things like that, did you feel like you personally, you needed a fast start to maybe get that?
Hell yeah. He might not admit it, but absolutely.
Get the fans on your side and,
I was trying to pick off where we were last year. That was my mindset. So I hope that answers it. That's where my thoughts were, is we just got to keep playing, with that aggressiveness, with that mentality, as much as we can to come into the season. And I knew if we could do that and execute, then it was going to be great. Because at the end of the year, it was so fun. The fans have been great. All offseason, the fans were great. Every time I was around with my kids at baseball games, it was freaking awesome. I haven't had one bad experience since that one time in the Superdome. And so, but rightfully so. During that game, we started playing better, and they're like, hey, that's what we want, And so I was like, I'm trying. But, to have that atmosphere, to have that behind us, that's going to help us win here at home, for sure. But my thoughts were just trying to, based off of last year, just let's carry that over. Cool. Thank y'all.
No, Derek, thank you. Thank you, Derek. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, get on the comments below. Let me know what you thought about that. We're going to be processing this game. We're going to be talking about this game all week long. I say that until we start talking about Dallas, okay? Because this is week one. This is just one of many, all right? And now all of a sudden, Dallas looked very good against Cleveland. Granted, my God, Deshaun Watson, holy Christ. But we're gonna break this game down for the next couple of days for sure. And again, it's about, it's not even 6 a.m. yet. I cannot wait to hear what everyone else says in New Orleans, in the sports media scene in New Orleans, about this performance. I cannot wait. It's Christmas Day, ladies and gentlemen. Get on down in the comments below. Let me know what you think, what you thought about this. I will see you in the next video.